Hello everyone. Has anyone ever asked you for help? Did you help them? How did it make you feel? Volunteering is the art of helping others. You can help in your community, you can help your friends, and when you do, you get that special feeling inside. When you're asked to help someone close to you, you feel warm and fuzzy, right? And when you help them, you feel even better. Volunteering feels a lot like that. But people might ask, what are the benefits to me to volunteer? As a volunteer coordinator and a volunteer myself, I see the benefits for volunteers on a daily basis. I'm going to share with you some of the needs that are available in the community, opportunities that are available for you to volunteer, and the benefits to you. One of the big needs in the Omaha community is hunger and food security. North Omaha in our community is a huge food desert. There's a huge lack of fresh food and affordable food. There's also food insecurities for children in Omaha. That's why there's many programs that provide sack lunches or take-home lunches for kids. Some of the other needs that exist in Omaha are needs for children, including tutors, after-school programs, and more people to help facilitate those programs. There's also a difference in educational resources in Omaha. So some of the schools are provided less educational tools than some of the other schools. So having volunteers to help collect supplies, spend their time, or maybe offer a new program could also help. There's also people in our community who are experiencing homelessness, and they are lacking in a variety of areas. They need not only shelter and food, but they don't have the things that we might take for granted. Toiletries, clothing, a cell phone, the ability to have a place to stay, transportation, things of that nature. So what can you do to help? The opportunities in our community are endless. As I mentioned, you could help those experiencing homelessness. You might have a clothing drive or a blanket drive. You could offer to serve dinner at your local homeless shelter. You might even offer your time in a more extended way, helping people with skills that they need help with, language, literacy, technology. You could also help to feed people who are hungry, have food drives. You could organize with your school or your church or your local social club. Food pantries are also a great way to help people get food. Food pantries are always looking for volunteers, and they're always looking for donations. You can volunteer on a regular basis or once a month at your availability. Local colleges also have food pantries that you could volunteer at your own school to help feed the students that are in your community. As far as children are concerned, there's lots of areas to help kids in Omaha. You could volunteer at the Big Brothers Big Sisters, which is a monthly commitment, at least one time a month, and you get to mentor one student from as long as they're in the program. YMCAs are a great place to volunteer. You get to help kids build healthy habits, exercise. You could help organize a sport, be a coach, and be a mentor in that area also. And going back to the educational aspect, you can volunteer your time at local schools with their after-school program, or even just the homework help. You could volunteer to answer the phones on the homework helpline and help those students get help with their homework. Benefits to the student. Now this is the important part, right? One is it helps you build self-esteem. You become more comfortable with people, ability to walk up to someone you don't know builds. You can also build on skills that you already have. While you're volunteering, there's always opportunities to learn more. So you can gain skills that you may not have had when you went into the opportunity. Many places in the volunteer world require you to have some kind of training once you sign up to volunteer. That additional training can be useful to you later. Volunteering is also a stress reliever. It's fun. You can have fun. You meet other people, you have a great time. Sometimes you get a free t-shirt or free lunch, pizza. You get to meet people that you don't know, or you could go out with a group of friends that you do know and do something fun and exciting. It's also a way to break up the grind in the college experience. So homework, work, class, homework, work, class. It gets pretty frustrating. You have to make time for something. You could make time for volunteering. You can include your friends. You get credit for it at school usually. When you volunteer, it also gives you an opportunity to find a little bit of meaning. Maybe you don't know what you're going to school for. You'd like to try some things out. It gives you an opportunity to try something out without making a long-term commitment that can give you some direction in finding out what you'd like to do with your future. There's also a lot of professional benefits to a college student to volunteer. You networking. You get to meet people. Other volunteers are from all over the community, do a variety of jobs. So you get to meet people who might have connections in the community. You also get to meet leaders in the community. They might run a local pantry, but they also might be the president of an organization that you'd like to get involved in. Back to skills development. Any kind of skill that you can develop and hone is essential to you when you're looking for employment, help you stand out in the crowd. And also back to the training. You get actual training when you're a volunteer. So something to add to your resume. In talking about resumes, volunteer work can be used as a supplement to your resume. If you can't work full-time, or maybe you don't have time to work at all, but you'd like to have something other than educational experience on your resume, you can add volunteer experiences on your resume as work experience. In the new corporate culture of America, volunteering has become kind of one of those little niches. Almost all the major Fortune 500 companies have a volunteer community or clubs within their organization. If you're already an existing volunteer and participating in your community,